What's going on, everyone? Cameron Blazer here, welcoming you to our PMU D-League draft recap for, just said PMU. Season 1 of the PMU for their D-League, that is. I am, of course, the coach of the Atlanta Unown FC. And your boy has drafted a slick team of some amazing mons. And I'm here to basically explain what those mons are. But, you know how draft recaps work. So basically, how PMU works is it is a tiered draft. We get 400 free picks, and you get 2 mons that can use Z crystals, only offensive ones, which is kind of a bummer, but you know, whatever. Let's see. We also had the option to go, instead of 4 free picks, we could have done 5 free picks and had 500 points, but we would be sacrificing our mega slot, and I value a mega pick over a tier 1 most of the time, depending on what was left. And we don't even grab a tier 1 mega, as you're gonna see throughout this draft, so that kind of narrows it down for you. But yeah, it's pretty cool. We had, I think, the 7th pick of the draft. Oh, let's go over like some of the league stuff real quick. Yeah, we were the 7th pick of the draft, so we're kind of in the middle, which kind of bums me out because I'm always in the middle of freaking drafts. It really sucks. But you know, that all happens, I guess. Also, I will have my mic in the next video, which will be the team builder for this league, and I should have weeks 1 and 2 of PBA coming up as well, all in one video. Sorry for the delays on those. It's just not been able to record. So let's see. Yes, all right. So there are. Oh, excuse me. There. Let's see. Man, I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 12 teams, alright? And by what I know, it is an 11-week season, or is it a 10-week season? Yeah, it is an 11-week season, so we're going to play everyone. And the top 6 teams will make playoffs. There are no like divisions or conferences or stuff like that. But top 6 teams will make playoffs. Seeds 1 and 2 will get a bye week, which is going to be fan-freaking-tastic. And it's Wi-Fi, by the way, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, like I said, each team gets 2 mega picks, and yeah, I mean, not 2 megas, 2 Zmon users. So to go over the first pick of the draft, like I said, we had the 7th pick of the draft, and I wanted to grab what I usually pick in the first draft is like a really fast hard hitter, and I usually like think like in AABL I grabbed Tapu Koko, fast hard hitter. In PBA I grabbed, what's it called? I grabbed what did I grab first overall? Mega Lopunny, fast hard hitters. I never grab anything with like good bulk to it, and something that can be like a very bulky, like hard-hitting nuke. So what I went with my first overall pick is I grabbed Doomfist, Buzzwole the Doomfist. This thing has an insane attack and defense stat with great HP to back it up. It has reliable recovery and roost, which is really nice for wall breakers. This thing's move pull is really good. It gets the elemental punches along with its dual stab, which Fighting Bug is a really good offensive combo, in my opinion. Defensively, it's really good too. Gotta watch out for them flying types, but usually that's it. Its speed stat at 79. It could be better, but it does give us a decent speed tier. Like 79 is not terrible, but it could be something that's usable. And Beast Boost is really good because we can raise our attack or defense, whichever we need. So we can run like superpower and boost our like attack stat. Which is going to be which is always clutch. You never know when that's going to be useful. And as you can see, we made it one of our Zmon users. So yeah, that's about it for Buzzwole. Doomfist, my dude, is here to punch people in the face. Try him out. Never really used Buzzwole in anything, but I feel like he'll be fun to use. So for our next pick, I saw there's some options. All right. I was thinking about grabbing something like a Mega Aerodactyl. Was one of my like thoughts. I really wanted Mega Aerodactyl, but I realized that if I want to, I saw the opportunity for a good Dragon Fairy like combo, so I went with it. I risked it. So for the Dragon, I'm gonna grab next. I'm gonna grab my dude Neon, or Banshee in this league, Latios. Shoutouts to Cross suggesting I name it Banshee. So there's that. This thing, again, we have now a special nuke. This thing comes in and drops Dracos like it's no big deal. It can also be physical, which is really cool. It gets Calm Mind and Dragon Dance. You know, Memento, like, when I made this thing my Zmon user, I was like, oh, Z Memento could be a real clutch thing to use. Then I realized, you know, that's banned, but I would have made it my Zmon user anyway, because Devastating Drake has no weapons at +1 from this thing, outside of Fairy types, but we handle Fairy types later down the road pretty well. It gives us a Defogger as with a great move pool. I like Latios' move pool. It gets things like Surf, Draco, like Psyshock, Thunderbolt, Earthquake, Steel Wing for them Diancies. So we came prepared. Yeah, Latios, it's one of the better dragons in the format. I would say it's better than Latios, but that's just personal preference. So yeah, we're going to be able to blow people back with this thing, hopefully. And yeah, let's just drop Dracos on them like it's no big deal. So we do lose 180 points, and this does go to our free total. Which kind of sucks, you know, what I mean, not really. I would have grabbed a tier 1 anyway. But if I wanted to do this Dragon Fairy Core combo, I need to grab it's another tier 1. So that means we're going to have to grab a tier 2 Mega. But I realized going down the draft that most people weren't going to shoot for a tier 2 Mega, as the limitations on tier 1 Megas are there, and I'm pretty sure Mega Charizard X and Mega Charizard Y went back to back at one point, so I was realizing that people were valuing them very high in this draft. So what I was going to grab up next is I want to grab a really good especially defensive mon. We have a good defensive mon in Buzzwole. It's like another special. It's like a specially offensive Buzzwole where it's special bulk and special attack are just really, really good. And I also wanted a fairy, so I'm grabbing my man Sylveon, Smurfette the Sylveon. It's not its final name, so the question of the day is actually, give me your best Sylveon name, and we might be using it. But it needs to be after a shiny Sylveon, as I really like shiny Sylveon. This thing's can be Calm Mind, it can be Specs, and it can be Cleric. You know, Hyper Voice has very few. It's really hard to swap into this thing, especially if you don't know what kind of set it can be. Because offensive Sylveon's really threatening to team. Well, gotta get that off the screen. Offensive Sylveon is really threatening to some teams. But you know, it's usually you can kind of tell what Sylveon will be, as it only has like 2 or 3 really good sets, and like Spec, Scarf, and Cleric with defensive or Calm Mind. That's about it. It can't be physical, and its move pool is very limited. But this gives us wish support. Our entire team can naturally heal themselves, so like I was really upset. Like I was going through the thing, and I actually thought Sylveon could learn Roar, because I know Vaporeon and I know like half the evolutions learn it, and I'm just kind of upset Sylveon can't, but it's whatever. This gives us wish support into our Buzzwole, so we don't have to run Roost all the time. Same with Latios. It just gives us nice wish support and slow baton pass, so there's that. Up next, like I said, I wanted to make sure that my Mega Pick would not be taken, as I don't want, the chances of it being taken were very slim, but something my drafts usually always lack is a good, reliable, fast electric type. And so what I'm going to grab is, I'm going to grab my man Shadow the Mega Manectric. Very, very fast, hard-hitting special, Manectric set. It has a small move pool, but like between Electric, Fire, and Ice, you really don't need much. Ice being, HP Ice, and then like Flamethrower or Overheat with Volt Switch and Thunderbolt. Like most of the time, that's gonna be good enough for my Manectric. It does get things like Shadow Ball and Signal Beam, I believe, which you never know when that can come in clutch, but that's pretty good. It also has Intimidate, which is a very, very good ability. You never know when Intimidate can come in clutch, like to stop something from sweeping you or something like that. But it's a like I said, I like fast pivot. Now we have our fast pivot with our slow pivot with Sylveon being our slow baton user, and Manectric being our fast volt switcher. So we're getting some pivoting options. And this does give us a base, I think, 135 speed tier with our 110 Latios and our 79 Buzzwole. So we need to patch some stuff up, but we're starting off good. And I realize I have 3 special attackers and only 1 physical attacker. So we're going to patch that up real quick. We're going to grab my man Havoc. In tier 2, dude, I was so happy when this thing fell to me. We're grabbing freaking Star Raptor. Probably one of the best flying types, if not the best flying type in the format. and we have now another Intimidate user along with our Ettrick. This thing gets things, I mean, Brightbird is one of the hardest moves to swap into if your opponent does not have a good rock type or steel type, and this thing gets close combat for that. It's a physical nuke, great physical attacks at 120, I believe. Reckless just helps this thing out so much. Base 100 speed, now we're starting to patch up our speed tiers. Our team is actually looking really good on that side kind of thing. This gives us another pivoting option with U-turn, which is really, really nice, so there's that. Yeah, I just really like Star Raptor all around, like design-wise and competitively, so kind of got the best of both worlds that way. But up next, I'm pretty sure, oh yeah, so this is the one pick I'd actually like kind of explain why I grabbed it at this point. I'm gonna grab my tier 4, and I only have 80 points left, so that means I only can get one tier 4, and this tier 4 basically has to, it's like, since it's the only one I get, I value it much higher than like the 2 tier 3s I'm about to get or the 3 tier 5s. So, like we said, we're gonna grab our tier 4, and that is Liberty the Bronzong. I've been naming my Bronzongs Liberty for the longest time, and it's, I don't know, it's whatever. This thing is super bulky. It gets rocks and screens. It finishes up our Fairy Dragon Steel Core, which is actually really good. We have our Sylveon Bronzong is really hard to break through. Bronzong only being weak to ground and flat fire, depending on which ability you're running, like between Heat Proof and Levitate, so you can basically be immune to either one. Of course, you have your, I was just saying those two are patched up at Latios. It's weak to Dark, which Sylveon can patch up. It's also weak to Ghost, which Star Raptor patches up, and which, I mean, you can kind of see how it's like synergizing pretty well. Earthquakes aren't going to do anything to Buzzwole. Earthquakes won't affect Star Raptor. You know, it's really, really nice. The Dark type is the only one I'm really worried about, and that's, we have a Buzzwole and Sylveon for those. So, like, if it's a physical one, we go to Buzzwole. If it's special, we have Sylveon. So, I feel like our team's synergizing pretty well. Cool thing about Buzzwole is it does give me Trick Room options with Buzzwole and Sylveon to run, like, Hammer and Buzzwole, so we need to look at that. Those are pretty cool, so, you know, there's that. So, up next, your boy, I was actually looking to grab Serena next, and I think it made it 4 picks till me, and my good friend Matt decides to take it, which really made me upset. But looking back, I'm kind of glad, because we're going to grab an even better grass type that made it all the way to us in Roserade. Tina the Roserade, my dude, this thing, oh my gosh, it gets spikes and toxic spikes. It has a base of 120 special attack stat and 90 speed, so we're I'm really liking our speed tiers right now. Its move pool is really, really good, and it can run multiple sets. This can be Scarf, Life Orb, Specs. I've seen Assault Vest thing on this thing. It can be like a Cleric. It has spikes and toxic spikes. You know, it's really, I like this on the team a lot because it does give us hazard stacking options. And the last thing you need is like a Mon at 75%. That's your check to a Buzzwole that could only take 50%, going down to 25%, and then dying to a something else. So, like, you know what I mean. But we're gonna whittle down stuff really good with this team. We do have this and Bronzong are only our hazard setters for now, but we do patch this up in the next few picks. What Roserade does is it gives us a fairy type killer outside of Bronzong, so fairy types are slowly not becoming an issue. And we have Sylveon would be the only thing scary to my team because it does get Psyshock and Shadow Ball, but we do have Sylveon on our own side, so that's pretty cool. Up next, I wanted to grab my water type, and I was also looking for a ground type. Again, not grabbing Serena kind of changed my plan up a bit, as I think I was gonna go Sharpedo next. But, again, not having the spinner I wanted to just grab Bulk instead. So I'm going to grab my dude, Swampert. Mudley the Swampert. Dude, I love Swampert. It is my favorite Gen 3 starter. Every single team that does good has a starter on it. So we got to grab my man Swampert, alright? I've taken Swampert to the Super International Championship and unfortunately lost, but we know how to run Swampert. We run her very well. It's only weak to grass, which, I mean, look at this team. Do you think it's weak to grass? Our team, everything except for 2 Mons resist grass. Buzzwole, Staraptor, Roserade, Bronzong, and Latios all resist grass. Grass types are not an issue to our team. And Ettrick can freaking overheat them, so we're fine there. And we will grab a fire type in the future, by the way. So, this thing has multiple sets. It's going to be physical, special. I've ran Assault Vest before. Assault Vest is probably my favorite set. But, you know, bulky with Rock's Roar. It's really, really good. Running that Torrent ability, so, you know, get that boosted waterfall when you're lower down. You never know when that can be clutch. But yeah, I really, really like Swampert. It is slow. I think it only hits base 60 or 70 speed. But it does do what it needs to do. So, up next, we only can grab tier 5s. So, I wanted just to grab a tier 5. I always grab. It's something I'm always comfortable with. I know how to use. I can just. It's my girl, alright? Blair, the Mismagius. Okay. 105 and its special attack, special defense, and speed just allows this thing to be very fitting. It can be a special wall breaker, it can be a special wall, or it can be a fast support. Or it can do multiple. It's just really cool. Its move pool is very nice in things like Destiny Bond, Power Gem, Thunderbolt, Mystical Fire, Icy Wind. So I don't have to run HP Fire or HP Ice. I can just run one of those two, even though technically HP Ice is stronger. But we get speed drops out here, alright? And, yeah, Mystical Fire is base 75, which is pretty lit. You know, Shadow Ball. Like we said, Destiny Bond, it gets Memento, it gets Shadow Sneak, which, you know, like we said, you never know when a clutch Shadow Sneak can come in clutch. But, what this allows us, it gives us another Mon over base 100, and this puts us at base 105, actually. So, we now have a base 100, 105, and 110. So, that's going to be kind of, annoying to deal with, like, having to, like, only being able to speed creep my Mismagius. We have Ettrick and Latios right there. So, yeah, I really, really like this pick right here. I'm glad I got her. Matt was mad because he sniped it from me, but whatever. So up next, I realized I didn't have a good spinner, and I know tier 5 spinners are really, really bad, but I was not gonna grab Hitmonchan. So I'm gonna grab another ground type. I'm gonna grab Bowser Jr. the Sandslash. It's a spinner. It has good attack and decent defense. You know, it gives us another rocker, so it takes the pressure off Swampert to always run rocks. It takes the pressure off Bronzong to always run rocks. It's just really slow, dude. Its special defense is bad. I think like the best moves it gets is like Earthquake, Knockoff, Stone Edge, X-Scissor, Rapid Spin, Stealth Rocks, and yeah. I mean, it could be worse. I mean, it's Sandslash. We could have gotten freaking Avalugg as our spinner or something stupid. So I don't even think Avalugg can spin. Yeah, it can. Never mind. I remember now. But I like Sandslash. Like we said, it just adds a nice kink to the team. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So, for our last pick, like I said, I'm grabbing a Fire type. And I originally grabbed Masquerain as a meme pick, but then I realized I didn't have a Spire type. So, we are allowed to have one transaction after the draft that's completely, like, that takes into effect immediately. So, I picked up my dude, Magmortar. I grabbed Big Frank. Magmortar is something I know how to use very, very well. It has very good special attack and attack stack. It's a great move pull. It gets things like Earthquake, Fire Blast, Thunderbolt, Psychic. It you know, it has the coverage it needs to run. It can run like Flame Charge. My favorite set's Assault Vested, just because, you know, it works out very well most of the time. But there's that. And Special Bulk's not terrible too. I think it has base 86 speed, which you know, look at that. It literally helps out the team so much. It gives us another Grass Resist. It gives us an Ice Resist. Freaking. It's great. I love Magmortar. So yeah, that was the team recap. Thanks for watching. Yeah, hit up that like button. Comment how you think our record will be at the end of the season. All right, we need some predictions. It's an 11-week season. Okay, I say we're going 7-4. All right, 7-4. That's respectable. I bet we can do that. We're making playoffs. Definitely, that's the goal, is to make playoffs as always. But I'm gonna get up out. Hope you guys enjoyed this. It was a little quicker than my normal team recaps, but I kind of liked it that way. So yeah, make sure you guys, like I said, hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, and yeah, hope you guys have a blazing amazing day. And as always, I'm gonna get up out. Bye.